Hello, friends, and welcome to the world of the International Fab Talks. We are happy and thankful that there are several unsung heroes who are ready to share their time with us. And guess what we have to do? We have to learn from them. The skills that they have, the knowledge and wisdom that they are sharing with us. We should really be thankful for all that they are doing for us, my dear friends. How they become unsung heroes? They work for themselves, for their family, and for the society as well. The universe is really blessed with several people who have given their very best to different areas where people require such type of unsung heroes or such type of personalities, you could say. And today we are being joined by a lovely person all the way from Kolkata, West Bengal, India. She is none other than Ms.Neelanjana Dutta, a wonderful person, very active and lively. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Thank you so much for a lovely introduction. Thank you for inviting me in this wonderful platform. And so I just hope to have a lovely session with you all.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am, for accepting the invitation. Thank you so much for your time. Ma'am, I go ahead and share your profile in an official way with your permission.
Sure.
Yes, dear. My dear friends, it's a honor, a privilege, and of course, it's our responsibility to share the rich profile of our celebrities and guests who are here. And today we are going to share the profile of our guest and celebrity. She's Ms.Neelanjana Dutta, a geologist. What is a geologist? I don't know. I'm sure you two don't know, many of you two don't know, my dear friends, but we'll get to know about it. Madam also works as an admin and BD. What is that? We'll get to know about it. And presently, she's working as a senior executive assistant to the CEO. And friends, we'll get to know more about her. She started her schooling as she was born and brought up in Kolkata. She completed her schooling in a missionary school, which is a beautiful one, because missionary schools have this holistic development. And she's, one of them. If convent educated, ma'am, is it a convent school? Yes, that's a beautiful and a lucky one, to come out from a convent background. That's really nice. And later on, she completed her master's from Presidency College and applied for geology. With applied geology. Now, what is geology? Is it all about gems or something, ma'am, if I'm not mistaken?
No, it deals with earth science.
Oh, great. So when geology, and see, look at see how we don't know what are certain facts and certain, what do you say, certain terms. So when we meet people like you, we get to learn more. And there are several out over there, just like me. So we'll get to know more about it as to what is it and how ma'am has been in this profession. She's been a geologist for almost 7 years. She's been putting a lot of effort into this beautiful field as a geologist. And then slowly she shifted her domain to being an admin and a BD. Now, working in a company as a senior executive assistant to the CEO. That's really nice, a beautiful transformation. She has immense interest in music since childhood. That's really nice to be interested in music. And guess, friends, what type of music? Yes, you've guessed that right. She's still a beautiful learner and very passionate about learning Rabindra Sangeet. And she always gets the chance to perform in various government and private functions. She has done many musical shows on TV. She's the lead vocalist of a musical band named Anandam. That's really nice, ma'am. You are multi-talented, I could say that. That's really nice. And you're a mom too, and that keeps her busy. My dear friends, let's get to know who is the geologist now, what she's going to share, and about the vocalist and music, everything. Join us. This is how you also should never give up on your dreams. You should keep upgrading your skills. Dear ma'am? Yes, dear. That's really nice. Ma'am, I've just shared your profile in an official way. I would like you to share something about yourself. How would you define the real Neelanjana?
I mean, the way you said that I'm multi-talented, I don't believe in this. The thing is, it is a small dreams which I had since my childhood and which I wanted to pursue. I just try to pursue as much as I can. So, studying geology, as I mentioned, it's the earth science. The place where we live, the earth is called geo, and the study relates to it, or the science relates to it, is known as geology. So it's very simple, and we don't know it in terminology, but we are acquainted with it in our daily life. We all are, me, you, we, everyone. So since my childhood, as you have already mentioned, I happen to be a single child of my parents. I have seen both of my parents working since my childhood. So I had always a dream of working, कि कुछ तो काम करना है, कुछ तो बनना है in life. ऐसा नहीं है कि घर पे बैठना है सिर्फ after completing your studies and all. So I was not too ambitious, I must say, in my career, but I was passionate about working, which I am still. So in the earlier stage of my life, I had, because my cousin was in a Christian missionary school, she was in the same school as I was in, so I was very much inspired. And in your childhood days, it happens that whomever you see around you, you get to imitate that person. So I used to imitate my cousin's sister, who was elder to me for 3 years. And she happened to be in the same school as I was in. So she got admitted in the school, and eventually I told my father that even I wanted to be in the school. So when I got admission in the school, the principal of my school, she asked my father that why do you give so much importance to just a 3-year-old girl? If she is wanting to admitting herself in my school, then why do you want her? Why are you giving her so importance? And my father said, why not, ma'am? She's my only daughter. So I have to listen to her, and whatever she says, I will give importance. So that's how I got admitted to St. John's Diocesan. I completed the schooling over there, and afterwards I have completed my geology, my studies in geology and masters from Presidency College, as you all know. So after completing masters from Presidency College, I have started my career in Kolkata only, because I am one of those people who doesn't want to move out of Kolkata because of their career. And as I've already mentioned, that I've been the only single child of my parents, so I've always wanted to be in Kolkata and be with my parents. So therefore, I did not moved out of Kolkata. I have started my career in 2012 and continued to be uh, pursuing as a geologist for the first 7 years of my life. Then thought traveling would not be in such a great way that I have thought to be, because in geologists what happens is you have to travel to the mining areas mostly, in not so populated areas, not in a city areas, what we say, because it's mostly a tough job being a geologist. So that's why I have shifted my career to admin and BD. Therefore, I have served some years. Then afterwards, I have taken a maternity break of around 1.5 years. Then again rejoined as an senior executive assistant to the CEO in my present company. So this is how my life is now. Most of the time is being taken by my son. uh, and I'm happy what I'm doing. And one more thing that you have already mentioned, that was also a part of mine, since my as you can see many Bengali families, and it's a very common culture in a Bengali family, that uh, since very when we are very small, people intend to give tuitions in drawing and singing. So the parents intend to engage their children in many of the co-curricular activities like singing, dancing. So I was one of them. And so as a normal child, I used to learn singing, dancing, and drawing, etc. And if there were some competitions, my mother or my father used to take me to any drawing competition, or if there is any singing competition. I have also completed Indian classical dance, Bharatnatyam, from Mrs. Sankamani Kuti. So for around 9 or 10 years, I have learned over there also. But my music inclination was from my childhood itself, and I have brought up in a very musical rich family. My grandfather used to sing, and subsequently my mom, my maternal side of my family is very rich in music and very rich in culture. So I have inherited that habit from them actually. And I have also started learning music very early, in very early stage of my life. So there I've started with the basic saregamas and voice training from I used to call him my one of my uncle. He's I in Bengali we call Mama. I just call him Promil De. He's my Promil Mama. And after that, I have learned Tego song or Rabindra Songit, what we call, from Mrs. Manisha Murali Nair for around 12 to 13 years of my life. and I've just given a break for this my son's thing, which I've already mentioned. But I'll be continuing learning, of course. And in spite of all this turmoils in my life and all, I still continue to be a professional singer where I perform.
And like
Yes.
when I think of rocks, I have this habit of, picking up pebbles, right?
Wow,
This pebble.
that's wonderful.
Yeah. Did you have any fear that, oh, I'm going deep down into a mine like this? Did you have any fear like?
Yes, actually, once in my life only I had, because all the other mines that I visited was open cast mine. Only once we have all gone to the underground mines, and it was an amazing experience. It was of no fear. If you go downwards, if you want to see the how the process works and everything, you will be feeling thrilled, I'm sure. And it is so exciting because wearing all the helmets and the lights over there, you're wearing the gloves and the boots and everything, you are all dressed up like a hero. And when you are just going down, you'll feel amazed. It is dark inside, it is cold inside, it is wet because the pavements are wet. So it was like that. It was a wonderful experience, although your family members back home, they get tense because what happens if the roof's smaller, or what happens if my child gets shattered over there, they get a bit tensed. But the person who goes over there, they really enjoy it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing this beautiful experience. And you've taken me into that world, imaginary world now. I imagined it as you were sharing, I just created mental or visual pictures. Like it was dark, it was wet, you're with the boots, you're with your helmet, with the torchlight over there, the headlight over there, all of that. And you say you are feeling like a hero. That's really nice. Beautiful. Dear ma'am, how did the transition come? Like after 7 years, you again entered into a beautiful space as an admin and a BD or BDS or something, BDS or BS, I guess. What's this all about?
It was admin. I hope you can understand by the term itself. It was an administrative job of the company, and the BD was the business development part. So I used to look after the business development as well as the admin part of that particular company in which I worked for. So what happens is, after 7 years of my life, I've already changed around 3 companies in those 7 years, and I was not too much interested in pursuing geology as my career, because I've already that point came when I became stagnant, and I felt there was nothing more to learn from me, or more to contribute to a company at being a geologist. So I thought to change my stream uh, uh, to admin and BD. So in admin and BD, I was doing. It was an interesting job, and for me, interacting with people is good. I like to interact with people much. I used to enjoy that work as well. But I had to take a maternity break at that time, so I did not continue for too long. And after that, I rejoined as an executive assistant to the CEO.
Yes, dear. Among all the three, which one you feel great and wow? As a geologist, as an admin, or the present profession?
See, admin and the present profession is somewhere a bit related. So, if you're working for your organization, and one is you're working for your CEO, so they are somewhere related, and CEO's job is part of an admin job only. And what happens is, in India, I don't know, maybe the companies which we deal with, there are no certain differentiation amongst the departments in which work. We don't have that much of departmental differentiation that that an executive assistant should be working only for the offices, because here we don't have the demarcation of an EA and a PA. Because in what have I known earlier was, an executive assistant should be your assistant who does the official works. And in most of the companies here, we see that even the executive assistant has to do the personal works of this concerned person. So there is a dilemma between your job role, basically. So that somewhere creates problem in some with some persons. But in admin role and HR role, these are all defined that you only have to work for your company and not for any person. So I feel the admin part and the BT part was more enjoyable.
It's really nice. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. What about Anandam? What's all this mystery behind Anandam?
Anandam is my child. Anandam is my first child. So what happens is we had three friends who used to learn singing from Manisha Murali Nair since very long, like it's been 13 to 14 years. So we were three friends. We were very connected to each other, and we thought to start a band of ourselves. And it was our guru, Manisha Murali Nair. She suggested this name by saying that you will connect each other by this name. You take your name initial, so mine is N. So one was Amrita, her name was A, and there was another person, her name was Chondrima. So the last we take as A. So like that, we all connected like this, and we wanted to have it a happy name. So in Bengali, we say Anando means happy. So it was just like that, Anandam formed in that way. And we had many shows in, we used to do like two to three shows, which we call our seasonal shows. Like one is to do in March, what we call in Bengali is Boshanto, because in Tagore, because we all are attached to Rabindranath Sangeet and Rabindranath Tagore's song, we celebrate spring like anything. There are a huge number of songs. If you know Tagore, like anybody who is attached to Rabindranath Tagore will be can relate to my words that there are a lot of songs which are related to spring. There are a lot of songs which are related to monsoon. So these are the some of the festival which we celebrate over here. Apart from Rabindranath Tagore's birthday and his death anniversary, obviously. So so that's why we do small functions and small programs where Anandam takes part. We are now when we have started Anandam, we were just three members, and now Anandam has grown up to 14 or 15 members. So we are doing like this only.
That's really interesting, ma'am. That's really very nice. That's, I mean, focusing again on Rabindra Sangeet, it's like giving importance to one of the most finest form of, and pure form of music called as Rabindra Sangeet. That's really very nice. Ma'am, did you learn this from childhood, or you developed this passion of entering into the music field later on?
No, as I told you that I always had a passion about music. And what happens is in any Bengali family, it is very common that you will get to learn some of the Rabindra Sangeets at very early stage of your life. Somewhere your mother sings around you, some your Masi sings around you. So it's a normal, a common thing in any Bengali family. So two, three Ravindra Sangeet, you will obviously learn out of that only. And my proper training, which I have started learning, as I've mentioned, that I have started learning from Manisha Murali Nair. And before that, so at that time, what happened is, since when I was born in I was an 80s kid, so I was born in late 80s. So in that time, what happens? The CD was not available at that time. CD did not came into play at that time. We used to have cassettes. We used to play the cassettes in the old tape recorders, where we used to learn and we used to listen to those cassettes of Rabindra Sangeet from them. And from there only we had a knack of Rabindra Sangeet since childhood. So it's just, and I have a, as I told you, I have a very strong cultural bonding in my family. So my mother, she used to play music. My father, he used to play those musics. And eventually what happened, by unknowingly, those those songs became attracted. I became attracted to those songs. So it was mostly, it was unknowingly in the initial stages of my life. But when I thought that I'll take it seriously, then I thought to learn it from Munishadi, and it continued like that only. It was her only who first initiated the spark in me that you can sing outside only. It is not that you are learning and going back to home. If you are learning something and if you are liking something, that you must execute it to your another level. And from, it was from her guidance only where I have started doing the shows, and where I've started singing publicly.
Excellent. Yeah, that's really nice. Excellent. As you said, you've been surrounded by people who had a lot of interest in cultural events and cultural programs. It was song, it was dance. Now, I would like to know about the dance also. The famous dance of Bengal is known as?
She is actually from Kerala, but I've learned, she stays in Kolkata. I have learned I have learned Bharatanatyam from Mrs. Thankumani Kutti. So she stays in Kolkata, but she is from Kerala. My again, like my education school, in school, my elder sister, I mean my elder cousin, she used to learn Bharatanatyam from there, and my mother took me and got me admitted in the same Bharatanatyam school over there. Then I had no idea what was the dance formation and what is to be done over there. But gradually, as you are in the system, as everybody say that, oh अच्छा वहाँ पे डांस करती है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, अच्छा अच्छे से सीखती है फिर. So ये सब सुनते सुनते you feel like that whatever I'm doing, maybe I'm on the right path. But um I used to like it, to be very honest, not like singing. I used to like yes, but since my childhood, I had a fascination. I had an act of singing, but dancing was okay-ish. But I did not. That did not go beyond up to a certain level.
Yes, dear. I was to just ask you, would you prioritize song or dance? So you've already answered that for me. Thank you so much. You love song and you love to
Yes.
sing. Dear ma'am, we'd like to know about your childhood now. What type of a childhood you had? Were you the very naughty child at home, the talkative one? What type of a kid were you? You should share one or two incidents about your childhood too.
I had a very wonderful childhood because in my apartments in which I stay, we had 16 to 17 families. We stayed in the same apartment, and everybody, they had one or two kids. So some are elder to me, some are younger to me, and we had an amazing childhood because I used to play cricket with all the boys. I did not play with any Barbie doll. I did not play with any kitchen set. What I remembered is from my childhood that I've played with balls, I have played with the cricket bats, carom, and everything like this. So my fascination of sports was this, and we used to have a huge Saraswati Puja in our flat. We had a very joyful and eventful childhood regarding that. And apart from this, I always say that my families are very bonded to each other, like in my maternal side also. So we often go for family outing. We go for vacations. Now also I even take my 1.5 year child to like small trips and vacations, so that he gets accustomed to the environment and all. So, and coming back to me, I was not so naughty, but yes, I was very talkative, because in every report cards, in every year of my report card, it was written in the remarks that she is very intelligent but very talkative in the class. This is the one remark that I used to get in every year when my parents used to go, and my parents used to turn red out of anger when they used to come home. Every year, your teacher tells me the same thing. Why do you talk so much in your class? But this is my habit. As you can see that now, I'm just not giving you any chance to talk. I'm just constantly doing it every part in mine only. So I was like this only.
Yes, dear. That's really nice to be expressive. You are an expressive person. you'd love to express things in the right way. That's really nice. So as a kid, but I'd like to know, like, what were you talking as a little kid? What was it that you would talk to your, classmate like that? What is it? Because see, I've been in the academic sector for 30 years and I have seen students like this, very talkative. I still fail to understand what do they talk and what do they have to talk so much. So what could you share something like, what would you be like discussing with your classmates and friends?
No, I had been the monitress of the class, so my duty was to see that whether everybody was talking to each other or not, and that's why I had to talk to them to ensure that nobody else is talking excepting me.
Yes, dear. I get that. I get that, ma'am. Yes, dear. Any incident you remember, either in school or at home, you were lost, or maybe you did some type of a funny thing and you were scolded for it, or maybe somebody praised you for it. Any incident like that, or climbed up a tree?
No, that I did not do. I did not climb up of a tree. But yes, what we had is in our work education class, we something. I just remember we were class 7 or 8, and there were. We were supposed to make sweaters, woolen sweaters out of it, and I did not have any interest in doing so. So we were probably at 70 students in our class, and out of which only 4 people they have taken that woolen जो भी बनता है wool या वगैरह, they have only taken, and all of us were made to stand in front of the principal's office, and we were around, we were 60 or 63, and we had the teacher thought that it would be a punishment for us because we will be ashamed of not bringing that material to the class or something, but we were having a very good time. We were chatting to each other, holding ears obviously, by standing over there, and we did not have, and we were not at all ashamed. So it was like, there was a small I have bunked classes for around 1 or 2 this physical education class, only because I did not like to do that walk education class. It was not physical education. This walk education class, we have bunked once or twice. We had a huge gang. We used to sit in the there was a, what do you call it, there was a chapel, as I happened to be a Christian, in a Christian missionary school, so there was a chapel. We used to sit in the chapel and we used to sing, we used to chat, so like this only. Sometimes we used to go to the library also for reading books. So in this way we have bunked those classes also.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all those beautiful experiences that you've had. And like, again, you've taken me on that journey again to really create that visual picture. You standing in front of the principal's office and being
One
punished.
more thing I would like to share, that we have spoken so much about this, my musical journey and all. All of my musical interest had been started since because if you wanted to know it, I was so inclined to my music. This if I don't say this, my interview would be incomplete. I'm a huge fan of Sonu Nigam since childhood, and he brought me the interest into music. Because at first, when I was a child, around 6, not a child, around my class 6 or 7, I had a immense what do you call it, fascination, crush, infatuations, whatever you say. I had I had on him, and it still continued to be. So there is an incident. I had there was a show of Sonu Nigam, and I had maths exam after that day only. So I did not have the guts to say my parents that you take me to that show, because obviously the next day was my maths annual exam. Uh, but my parents understood that if I don't go to that show, I might not be able to concentrate and practice maths. So my father used to make me sit for the whole day. He sat with me. He made me do all the maths and everything. And in the evening, he took me out over there. So that was it. Like, I was out of the world after getting this treat from him. So this was one of those incident which I remember since my in my childhood, and which I wanted to share with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm happy that your father was so understanding, your parents. that they've taken you
Yes.
for this beautiful show where you felt that, yes, I needed to watch this, and you got a chance to watch it. And of course, did you write your exam then? Well,
Yes, yes. By God's grace, my exam was my exam went well.
gee, gee. That's really nice, ma'am. Thank you for sharing all these beautiful incidents, ma'am. And we'd like to know your interests in movies, because see, movies is all about songs too. I mean, sometimes certain movies are hits because of the particular songs that have been sung there, which have real deep meaning. So, are you a movie buff as well?
Not really. I generally I like to go on a live musical shows rather than going to a movie. I'm not a movie buff. Sometimes if my friend insists, I go along with them, but not too much. That whichever film releases, I have to go and watch. I'm not that kind of a person. Rather, I would go for a musical show where it's happening.
Yes, dear, I get that, ma'am. I really get that. Dear ma'am, have you been out of Calcutta? Like, I mean, have you crossed West Bengal borders and visited other states with regard to music, with regard to any of the work that you've been doing as a geologist as well too?
No, no, I have not. Only for like vacations and all. Nothing like it.
Yes, dear, I get that. As you've mentioned vacations, like which was that particular state which, attracted your attention, and you went over there and had a good time and returned back to Kolkata?
Your voice is interrupting.
Okay, ma'am, I repeated. Which is that state
I
where
think
you,
there is a
maybe there's some
connection
trouble?
problem in your side, so your voice is.
Yes,
I
dear.
mean, his video has stopped.
Mine? My dear friends, we have a small technical issue. Maybe we'll be rectifying it in a few minutes. Sometimes we do have the net connection issue, and hope we get that rectified very soon. Ma'am, am I audible now? Yes, dear? My dear friends, we'll just wait for a few seconds till we are connected with our special celebrity and guest. She's Ms.Neelanjana Dutta. Yes, ma'am. We are back again, my dear friends, to connect with our celebrity and guest. We did face a technical issue, but now I hope we are on the right track and with the right internet connection. Dear ma'am, we were discussing about the holiday destination. Would you like to share your thoughts on that once again for us?
My favorite holiday destination, or
Yes, dear. Your favorite one.
uh, I liked South India a lot because I have traveled thrice over there. Uti, Kodaikanal, Munnar, and every parts of South India. I have covered till Kanyakumari. So South India has a very beautiful scenic beauty. Especially Kerala, the place Munnar is awesome. And also some parts of North India are also very good. I have also been there. Himachal is one of those. Although I have not been into Kashmir, and I just have a very intense desire to visit in probably in the next year. Let's see. Um, what happens, but Himachal is wonderful. So I think every part of India is beautiful. It's just that you have to explore it. So I like both the North Indian part as well as the South Indian part.
That's really nice, ma'am. I like the way you said this. Every part of India is beautiful. That's really,
Yes.
yes, dear friends. The beauty that India has is really one that is really very pleasing for everyone across the world. Many of the people across the world, they admire the beauty in India, especially the cultural beauty, the landscapes, and all of it. And people,
Yes.
languages, beautiful. Dear ma'am, and all other countries too are beautiful in their own way. So we respect all the cultures, all the religions, and all the people from different countries. That's what we do on the International Fab Talks. Dear ma'am, what is that one thing you love about yourself?
That I'm very outspoken and I'm honest.
Yes, dear. What is your pet name? How do they address you? Like, or do they call your full name, or you have a small sweet name too?
My colleagues, most of my colleagues, they call me Neelu. My childhood friends, they call me Neelu. They have just got shorted from Neelanjana. And in my home, my family, they used to call me a typical name called Manu. Why, from where it has come, I don't know.
Malu.
Manu,
Manu.
MANU.
Okay.
Yes, Manchester United.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, how would you want the world to remember you? And for which particular reason, either for being a geologist or for being a great vocalist or and something like that. So where do you want people to?
Nothing, just as a good human being.
You're so humble. That's really nice. Ma'am, have you learned this life skill called cooking?
Not much. I know how to make tea. I know how to make omelette. Uh, I know how to make 2 minutes noodles like Maggie. So these are some of my cooking skills. I know how to make cake also, sometimes for my son, because he only enjoys my handmade cakes. Bus like this only. Not too much. I'm deep into cooking.
That's nice. And I'm happy that you could bake a lovely cake for your little son. That's really nice. Because I'm a bad baker. I've tried it. And you know what my son say? Mama, if you prepare the cake, you're going to eat it yourself. Because till date, all my cakes have gone wrong. And I've stopped baking now. I've stopped it. Something
So
or
I'll
the
give
other
you some
goes
tricks
wrong.
offline.
Pardon?
I'll give you some tricks offline how
No,
to get it
please,
done right.
please, 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 because it's very insulting when they say, my family members, you prepared it, you please have it yourself. We are not going to taste. I really feel very bad. And of course, I have to accept it because it's really awful. I don't know where the mistake is. Or maybe I'm too excited to bake it. Maybe that's why I'm spoiling the whole show. Yes, dear. I think many of you may be like me who are bad bakers. Yes, dear ma'am. Ma'am, what is the change that you'd love to see in the world? किस तरह की बदलाव होनी चाहिए और कहाँ पर होनी चाहिए?
Mm, we we have been what we call that we have been in a progressive society, but what I feel is that we need to be a more enlightened rather than being modernization. So this is a thing which I feel I'm just explaining you, and I hope you did not get what I said, what I meant actually. uh, देखिए एक होता है कि बाहर का मॉडर्नाइजेशन वी हैव लर्न कि हम लोग साड़ी से कैसे हम लोग जीन्स पे आए जीन्स से हाउ वी वेयर द वेस्टर्नाइज ड्रेस एंड ऑल बट व्हाट हैपन is inner thinking our way of talking to others we are still laid back 50 to 100 years back and we are not progressive in that way today also in our society many of the people we talk about the caste difference the cultural difference there are religious point of difference and we should not encourage this kind of things if we have to progress if the world needs to progress we need to outcome these things. Otherwise there is no point in doing the external beauties only so therefore I believe that enlightenment is necessary and for which education is primarily very necessary. Every person in this world should be educated enough as to understand that what is good or what is bad for me.
I'm very proud of you for sharing this. Very proud of you because you're such a beautiful person with a beautiful mind, a very progressive person who has progressive thoughts. That we respect all people. And we are not, as you mentioned, like how we have, transformed ourselves from wearing a sari into wearing into wearing jeans and the latest Western outfits. But our mindsets, our thought process in certain areas are still not that much,
Develop and progressive.
developed. And you said that really requires a wonderful change. And of course, education, you focused on that. That's really nice.
Because education is the only thing that can change this entire society, entire thinking of the society. Without education we cannot make understand people that what we want to do actually.
Very true, very true. Definitely, I hope the thought patterns of one and all really should, uh, you know, transform for the better, especially
Yes,
those who are very conservative and they have beliefs in non-scientific things and, encourage others also with blind belief things that go on. That's really very dangerous. In fact, yesterday I interviewed a person from Pakistan, a young gentleman, a medical student, and people are ready to take lives if they encourage or speak like how you just spoke now, that yes, education has to be given importance for one and all, especially women, they should be educated. So when I asked him, like, we have just faced one situation with Malala. Have you heard of Malala, ma'am?
Yes.
Malala Yousafzai. She stood up for the women's education, girls' rights. She wanted women to be educated, girls to be educated, and she was shot uh, point blank by the
Yes.
terrorists or an organization. Now, this little gentleman, he just shared all of this, and I was really scared because he's like from a very conservative background, but yet he's so open. Like, of course, in India, we have the freedom to share, but there are certain societies, there are certain communities across the world. There's this fear for them to open their mouth. But here, he opened his mouth and shared. So I could relate both of you. Like, you have the freedom of speech, and there I asked him what he said. Yes, there may be people who may take my life away if they heard what I'm sharing. Like, I would like to support women's education. I'd like there to be a female doctor in my village. I'd like to have a female engineer, or maybe a female teacher in my village, which is not, they're not there, they are not available. So that's what he was sharing. So my dear friends, across the world, let's encourage education for one and all. Yes.
Yes, it is it should be mandatory for everyone, and every child has to give this right that yes, it is my education will be my right, and no one can snatch it from me, not
Okay.
even their parents.
Wonderful. I really like this. You see, education is my right. That really should be there. Not even parents could snatch that away. Because we do have selfish parents also, ma'am, who force their
Yes,
children into child labor.
yes, many news comes where I see. I mean, few days back only, I saw a video of a uh, I don't want to mention the location, of course, but there was a girl and she's being forced to get married. She's just 22 or she's just 18 and she's being forced to get married to a 60 or 63-year-old man. And she's just holding her hand tight of not signing the paper and all. And her mother and her father, both her parents, were forced to make her sign even with a thumbprint also. So I was shocked to see that video. That is this a place where we live? This should not be the country we live. This should not be the world we live. Actually, I'm not even talking of my country. I'm talking of the entire world. That if something needs to be changed, so that needs to be changed in the entire world, and then only we will keep this place a better one for our future generation.
Very true, very true. It's very sad, which what you shared just now. Very sad to hear that happening in the 21st century. That's really very sad. And I hope.
That's why I said that enlightenment should be within ourselves and not only in the exterior part, like in the clothes and makeup. Clothes and makeup क्या होता है एक दिन में आ जाता है, but the internal education and internal grooming and everything that takes years to come.
Yes, dear. Very true, ma'am. Very true. Dear ma'am, how many of your best friends have stood with you through your ups and downs in life?
In life you don't get many friends actually, but I'm blessed to have 2 or 3 very close friends who are my school friends. So they stood me in my ups and downs, but many of friends which we make after that are not all your friends. People commits many a things that I'll be standing through your ups and downs, but eventually you see people only in your good times around you. But when there is hard times around you, people generally don't take that much of burden, because first thing I believe that maybe they also have their own problems in their own lives, because as today in today's present world we all are uh, bogged up with our own work and our own problem. From there people don't even get time to think about others. Maybe this is one of the reason. And secondly, what I feel is people don't want to get involved into others problem too much.
Yes, dear. That's very true. As what you've shared is very true. They don't want to get involved, and sometimes they take you for granted. Sometimes they take your time for granted. Yes.
Yes, but I don't want to remember them because if I what I feel is if I have considered someone as my friend, so कुछ ना कुछ नोक-झोंक तो होता रहता है, वो तो माफी के लायक ही है.
आपने आपने अभी माफी के बारे में कहा, तो क्या अहमियत रखती है माफी आपकी जिंदगी में? किस हद तक आप एक इंसान को माफ कर सकते हैं? एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स?
It depends on the crime they make. मुझसे झूठ बर्दाश्त नहीं होता है. सी झूठ तो सभी बोलते हैं ना, लेकिन इफ देयर इज अ प्रॉपर रीजन बिहाइंड इट, आई लिसन टू इट. इफ किसी किसी लोग ना ऐसे ही बोलते हैं जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ देयर हैबिट, सो आई डोंट लाइक दैट थिंग बिकॉज आई हैव सम, इफ आई डोंट लाइक समथिंग, तो वो मुझसे ना करे तो ही अच्छा है. ऐसी बात है. सो आई डोंट, मुझसे झूठ बर्दाश्त नहीं होता है. तो मैं अगर मैं देखती हूँ कि सामने वाला झूठ बोलता है एंड इन स्पाइट ऑफ मी नोइंग द एक्चुअल ट्रूथ, तो मुझे और भी गुस्सा आता है. सो दिस इज अ वन थिंग दैट आई कैन नॉट टॉलरेट लाइज. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट, जो भी होता है मेरे सामने आके बोलो, जितना भी मुश्किल होता है आमने सामने बात करके सॉल्व कर लेंगे, लेकिन मुझसे झूठ बर्दाश्त नहीं होता है. So this is the one thing.
यस डियर, आई एम विद यू 100%. यस, जो भी है सच बोल दीजिए. या झूठ से हमें भी, आई डोंट लाइक इट. इवन आई फील you kill somebody, kill them with the truth than with a lie.
Yes.
And as you said, when they are lying and you know the truth, तो और गुस्सा आ जाता है ना?
और गुस्सा आता है because you already know the truth, and in spite of that, they're lying in front of you. So
that time, your anger, it increase. Like maybe it becomes a square. Anger into anger, it becomes like double time. You just can't keep your mouth closed, or maybe I don't know how you each one of you all react like in anger. I start shouting out. I start like letting out. I start saying things like not harsh things, but at least I start pointing out. No, this is it. This is the truth. I know the truth. How
and
do you
I
express?
don't need it because people gets to know it from my facial expression only.
Okay.
That हम जो भी बोल रहे हैं इसको, लेकिन इसको तो एक्चुअली मालूम है कि हम क्या ही बोल रहे हैं और एक्चुअल में क्या है.
See. Like, how do you express your anger? Like, if at all you're angry on any given situation.
I quarrel, I do these things. But I don't hit anybody, I don't hurt anybody, I don't pick up any things throw it to anybody. These things I don't do. But I shout at the top of my voice. Sometimes my voice gets break out of it, and I can't even sing for 2-3 days. I can't even sit for riyas for 2-3 days. This happens. But whatever I do it like shouting, pouting, quarreling हो गया, quarreling सब कुछ अभी शांत. Because I'm this kind of a person. I don't take that thing. I don't hold my grudges for long. No, I don't do.
जी. If
And
you
I have very simple kid in my life. Some of are my good friends, some are my not so good friends, and some are my not at all good friends. So जो not at all की कैटेगरी में पढ़ते हैं, उनके साथ एक हाई हेलो व्हाट्सएप में भी नहीं बात करते. जो are the same is one, we have contact, and those 2-3 other very special, we do keep contact. So these are the things. If I like you, I like you in my, I can tell you in my face that I like you. If I don't like you, you'll be obviously knowing from my facial expression only. So I'm very categoric in my life.
yes, dear. That's really nice to be very honest, like not to beat around the bush, to be very frank and upright. Dear ma'am, is there any weakness?
Yes, I'm very short tempered. That is one of my weakness, that I get angry very often, and I don't have that much of control in my anger. So although after becoming a mother, I have become more. Now it's a patience testing for me, so I've become more calm and cool than before. But yes, this is the only I have this anger problem. Otherwise, I'm a very happy, good person.
Ji. Yes, dear. If you ask me how I share my anger or how I express my anger, at first I'll be very silent for some time. I will not talk and I will wait for them either to open up and tell it so and so happened. Then, and if they don't, and I'll give them some time, and if they don't, and then I will start up. I will like shout. I will be just like you. I will just blast out. Yes, dear.
I cannot be silent. I don't know. Many people, many of my friends say that they become silent when they are angry. But ये silence तो मुझसे होता ही नहीं. I don't know why have God not given me the power of being silent.
It's also good, ma'am. Instead of like suffering for it, when you're silent now, you keep suffering inside. Like
जब
थोड़ा सा
बहुत
सफर
गुस्सा होता है
होती।
तब साइलेंट नहीं होती, लेकिन जब बहुत दुख होता है ना तब साइलेंट हो जाती हूँ.
हाँ,
दिस इज
तो दुख और गुस्सा दोनों मिला के जब है ना, तो तब साइलेंट हो जाते हैं फिर. Then you have to speak. Yes, dear. That's really nice to share like something very, close to our heart and something very personal. Like how we can't take or give space to honesty. That makes us angry the most. That's neat. I'm really happy that you're so kind and genuine enough to share all of this. That's really beautiful.
and I'm loving this because this being an interactive session rather than one way talking like a normal interview, and because you're also speaking your heart out, and I'm just loving interacting with you.
Yes, dear. Same to you, dear. Same to you. Dear ma'am, is there anything that scares you? किसी चीज का डर लगता है ma'am?
Cockroaches, lizards, ghosts.
Ghosts? Do you still believe
हाँ,
in ghosts?
बाप रे बाप, मुझे बहुत डर लगता है. आई डोंट बिलीव इट, बट समटाइम्स दैट सम वीडियो कम्स और सम फॉरवर्डेड मैसेज कम्स ऐसे ही, तो वो ना रात भर मुझे सोने नहीं देता है. सो दैट थिंग, आई एम फियर ऑफ घोस्ट्स. यस, दिस इज द वन थिंग.
जी, जी, जी. And of course, after watching a movie like a ghost movie or something, or maybe a video,
That
you have just
keeps
what
reminding in your
everything,
memory.
everything in your house or room appears to be something like,
Yes, this is the problem. If you keep a water bottle which you every like every night you keep beside you, then also you'll see that water bottle and you'll think that that is also might be of something story. So
yes,
because you can fight with a thief, you can fight with a like any bad person, but you cannot fight with ghosts. Now, how to fight with ghosts? So that's why I get scared of.
yes, dear. Thank you for
And
sharing,
I'm
dear.
scared of fake people. This is another thing which I'm scared of.
Yes, ma'am, that's very true. Very true.
I don't like this sugar coated lies. Mhm. Or this sugar coated friends who are actually not friends. If you're not friends with me, it's okay. You might have a different point of view, might have a different opinion. So it's not mandatory for you to be friends with me. But then don't act as a friend also.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true, ma'am. Somehow I resonate with you on these lines too. Yes, dear. And if I find anybody like that, immediately I will cut them off.
Cut off from your life.
Yeah,
Yes. To
I will
have
like,
a blessed happy life.
slowly, like to aisa, in my mind, I've already cut them off. But then I take step by step and like within maybe 1 week or something, I just keep them
Yes.
happy where they are and I'm happy where I am. I wouldn't want to hurt them, not allow them to hurt me in any way.
Hmm.
Yes.
And you should never indulge or you should never allow those person in your personal space of life, because they don't input good anything to you. They just gossip about you and spread negativity about you, and they are just your kind of your news reporters, that they will take something news from you and they will scatter it around.
Very true, very true. Yes. Dear ma'am, would you like to share a lovely message for all of us? What kind of a message you'd love to spread today on the International Fab Talks?
I just want that, as I've already mentioned, that education is very much important, and I am somewhere I am always, and I'm always hoping that whatever we are having issues. In the present day, it won't last long for it won't last for too long, and I just hope the world turns to be a wonderful place to live, and we all can give our children a better place, a better future to live.
How nice. That's really nice. Thank you for the beautiful message, ma'am. May we know your favorite color, dear?
White.
What's the reason?
I find it very soothing, very peaceful.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, would you like to share your favorite proverb or a quotation which is very close to your heart?
This too shall pass.
Perfect. This too shall pass. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel. This too shall pass. Wonderful.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Running through my pathway right now.
how sweet. You're so humble, ma'am. You're so humble. Like, I mean, at least being a part of the Anandam band, like there you might have accomplished something. You might have given your,
See, when I
performances.
was recognized as one of the vocalists in this government shows, and when I had one of the, here we have a very prestigious TV channels which is led by Indian government. It's called the Doordarshan channel. You all must be knowing. And when I had one of my solo functions over there for like 1 or 1.5 hour, my solo performance without Anandam band, it was my solo performance. So it was very prestigious for me, and it was very special for me rather.
Excellent. Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, do you have love for pets too?
I'm scared of pets. I just love to see when they're at others' room because many of my friends, my one of my brother, he has pets. And I love to see their reels, and whenever they post it on Instagram or post in any social media. So I just love that. I'm phobic to dogs actually.
Yes, dear. Thanks, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Dear ma'am, if you were given an opportunity to relive somebody's life as a project or a task, like we hand over a time machine in your hand and we ask you to click one of the buttons that would take you into the past era, the task is to relive somebody's life and return back. अगर ऐसा है तो आप किसका life चुनेंगे ma'am?
Mother Teresa.
Wow, did not even wait for a split second, it just popped out. Mother Teresa, that's really nice. What kind of changes do you visualize in the next 50 years?
Whatever we have already discussed, that the black spots in our society and in our thinking, that should change, I think, so that we really need to work on this to make it change. Only then we can have some changes in the society in the next 50 years.
Very true, very true. Ma'am, if you ever get a chance to meet the Almighty, or you say the universal energy gifts you a superpower, either the Almighty or the universal energy gifts you a superpower and gives you the choice to select your own superpower, what type of a superpower would you select?
एक ऐसा superpower where poverty does not exist.
Excellent. Excellent. That's really nice. The next question coming up, ma'am, is about red flags. Several people across the world, they're unable to identify toxic people, toxic situations. So would you like to enlighten and empower all the people out there that this person may not be the right one, or this situation may not be the right situation for you? Take a step back, save yourself. Many of them realize that they are in the wrong place with the wrong people when it is too late and they want to jump out and they are like already drowned into it. So how would you like to alert or create awareness? The better word I could use here is awareness.
I don't know whether my thinking would be anyway beneficial to them or not. But what I think is, if you can understand from the vibe of the person who is just next to you, whether the person is enough appreciating about you or not. If the person does not appreciate your work, your achievements, your day-to-day habits, day-to-day tasks, just don't get involved with that person in any way, in the terms of friendship, in terms of as a colleague, in terms of your marriage, having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, in any kind of relationship. Because and having see, there can be differences in opinion with the people, of course. Not every people have the same like-minded personalities, but there are certain values of your life, there are certain ethics of your life which has to be similar. Only then you can move a pathway along with that person. If you're ethically different, the way of seeing life is different between the two persons, then they cannot be together for long. So, and the negative people around you, the toxic people around you will always spread negativity around you rather than picking up your good habits. They will always if you have 8 good qualities and if you have 4 bad qualities, they will always concentrate on your bad qualities rather than your good qualities. They will always say negative about you, and they will always highlight your bad qualities, mix some add some more into it, and then they will spread it to others. So you have to be very what do you call it? You have to be very alert while you are speaking with someone. You have to be very conscious who by choosing your friends, because we always have seen in the transition when we were in class 9, 10. In that transition, many friends, we make many friends, and many people slip also, being it a boy or a girl. Many people slips in that phase of your life when you have bad taste of people around you, and once you get mixed with that people, it is very difficult for you to return back to your positive life or your normal life. So just don't flow off. This is my earnest request. If there are any students listening also who belongs to this age group around 16, 17, or this age group, it is very it should be very particular for you to choose your friends correctly. So this is what I feel.
Excellent, ma'am. Thank you so much. You've given a lot of clarity on that. People should appreciate for the good that we have, not focus only on our negatives, or not focus on negatives, only appreciate the good. Ma'am, this is a question that I have. Now, Valentine's Day is on 14th, just a few more days. Today's 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, just hardly 3 to 4 days. 3 days, I guess. Ma'am, do you think love wins or respect? What is really required in the lives of every single individual? Is it love? When I say love, it's not only romantic love, it's all kinds of love. Love for birds, love for animals, love for parents, love. So is it love or respect? What takes over? Or we put it as love versus respect, which wins?
See, I feel love comes with respect and trust. So if there is this two things are not there, love automatically does not exist. If there is respect in a relationship, if there is trust in a relationship, love automatically prevails. And one more thing, which I believe is, uh, in some form of love, you also need to have divinity. Your love for God, your love for music, it all is a very divine connection. You just not have it in one go. So this is what I feel. Your
Yes, dear.
trust and
Perfect.
your yes.
Yes, dear. Perfect, dear. Perfect. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts and views on the various topics that we've discussed today, and the different questions that I've asked you. You've shared your thoughts very genuinely, and all were very good. You have a lot of wisdom. Much appreciated. Ma'am, we have a
Thank you.
small segment called as the rapid fire round, which will take another 10 minutes from you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My dear friends, we had a lovely session with our celebrity and guest. She's Ms.Neelanjana Dutta from Kolkata, West Bengal, India, who's been sharing her thoughts and views and, of course, spreading a lot of wisdom amongst us today on the International Fab Talks. It's time to get to know about her likes and dislikes through the rapid fire round. Join me, friends. Ma'am, are you an early riser or a night owl?
Early riser.
Life is all about money or happiness?
Happiness.
Sweet, salty, spicy, or sour food?
Spicy.
If at all it was a sweet, which Indian sweet you love to have?
I am not a sweet lover, but in Kolkata, rasgulla is famous, so I have to opt for it without a choice.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Dear ma'am, when you're all alone with no gadgets around, no book around, no pen and paper too, nothing you have around you, even nothing on the walls to view also, just it's an empty room. You're sitting on a chair. Obviously, one will be connected with their thoughts, nothing to do at that moment. So where do your thoughts take you, past, present, or future?
Past.
You love socializing or me time?
Me time.
That's really nice. Ma'am, if I were to offer you an apple or a samosa, what would you select?
Samosa.
Are you a beach person or a forest person?
Beach.
Now, okay, this I can't ask you because I already have the answer. But anyway, I'll put the question forward. Song or dance?
Song.
Then we would really request you and ask you if you would oblige us, like, if you would oblige to sing a song for us. हमारे लिए गाना गा दीजिए छोटा सा.
Okay. आज जाने की जिद ना करो, यूं ही पहलों में बैठे रहो, यूं ही पहलों में बैठे रहो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो, हाय मर जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे, ऐसी बातें किया ना करो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो.
Very melodious, beautiful. And it's a lovely, you've done a lot of justice to that song. And you have such a beautiful voice. It's a God's gift, I guess. That's really nice, ma'am. Beautiful. अभी एक गाना
Thank
गा
you.
दीजिए ना प्लीज.
हाँ,
अभी एक गाना गा दीजिए ना हमारे लिए.
एक और.
Yes, please.
ओके. लग जा गले के फिर ये हंसी रात हो न हो, शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो, लग जा गले से हमको मिली है आज ये घड़ियां नसीब से, जी भर के देख लीजिए हमको करीब से, फिर आपके नसीब में ये बात हो न हो, शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो, लग जा गले से. Thank you.
Yes, it's really awesome. And hats off to you. And thank you so much. You have such a beautiful voice. I think I've like asked many people to sing on the International Fab Talks. They've all done justice to their to that time given here. But you singing so sweetly, I think you ace everybody. That's what I can say.
Thank you for
Yes.
such a lovely words.
Yes, dear. They've also sung beautifully, but then if you put all in line, I think you would really stand out first. That's really very nice. You have such a soulful voice. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing your time and your voice as well with us with these two beautiful songs. Dear ma'am, you'd like to, if given a chance to read a book or select music, what would you choose?
Music, obviously.
Is it a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler or walking? What do you like?
Uh, Four-wheeler.
Cakes, chocolates, or ice creams? What would you select?
I've read all.
Any one, the first pick.
Ice cream,
Which flavor?
chocolate,
Your favorite season, ma'am?
spring,
You love to travel by roadways, railways, waterways, or airways?
airways, but also roadways.
You love to stay in a city, a little town, or a village?
City life.
एक सुंदर सा दिन, एक प्यारा सा दिन. Describe it in one word. Very strictly in one word.
An entire day with my son.
Okay. So the word is SON, son.
Son.
That's
Yes.
really nice. And I love to see the mother in you, That's really nice. Once a mother, always a mother. We cannot think anything but other than that, no matter what age our children are. We
Yes.
always keep thinking about our children. That's really nice. So
How old are your children?
my son, guess, would you like to make a guess? Yeah. My elder son is around about 28 and my younger one is 25.
Oh my goodness, you have maintained so well. You don't, you just don't look like.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now we'll come down to your favorite teacher or sir when you were in school. As you already mentioned that you were standing opposite the principal's office, all of you were holding your ears and all of that. Apart from that teacher, is there any other beautiful teacher who has created a beautiful, memory in your mind? You
Yes, yes,
love
of
something
course.
so much.
And with the blessing of them only, that I have achieved whatever little I have achieved till today. So I had one teacher in my school, Mrs. A. Banerjee, Mrs. Anuradha Banerjee. She happened to be our English teacher, and it was for her only that we became. I mean, English has become an interesting subject to us, and whatever I can speak, even if I can speak one line in English, it is because of her only. So she was a fabulous, she's a wonderful teacher. So she's my favorite one.
Excellent. Dear ma'am, are you a thinker or a doer?
It depends on the work, it depends on the situation.
More of a listener, more of a speaker?
Listener.
You believe in experiential learning or theoretical learning?
Experiential.
If I were to offer you an apple or a samosa, what would you select?
Samosa, I told you.
Yeah, I repeated that again, right? Yes. Is it home cooked food or food ordered from out?
Cooked from out only.
How sweet. So, I would like, see, when I ask you the question the second time, like, is it an apple or a samosa? You just very well know that, yes, it is the samosa that is more, you know, appealing to me, or I love to eat it. You are able to prepare it as well? It's quite a big task to prepare a samosa. It's not
No, no,
easy.
no, I cannot prepare.
Very true. Even I've tried that
I
and
told
I'm
you,
not.
I told you about my cooking skill. We have already discussed it, right?
Ma'am, are you a tea or a coffee person?
In winters, I'm a coffee person. Otherwise, in all season, I'm a tea person.
The insect that you don't like?
An insect that I don't like any insect. Why should I be liking any insect? They always comes and bite us.
Yes, dear, that's really nice. No, I just got stuck up with the next question when you said that. Yes, ma'am. Dear ma'am, you believe in comfort or style?
Comfort.
Among all the 12 months, your favorite one?
August. My son is born in August.
How sweet. Yes. Mother's love is really, now again, I can see the mother in you. I've seen all the other professional skills in you, but now toward the end, I really could see the mother, the love of a mother. Yes, dear. Among all the 7 days, your favorite one?
Sunday, because I stay at home.
That's really nice. Ma'am, the next question coming up. Among all the gifts that you've received till date, the most precious one?
Okay, so when my son turned 1, so there is one my nephew who lives just next to my home, and he is 10 years old. So he had prepared a card of himself, and he has written happy birthday. My son's nickname is Ryan. So happy birthday, Ryan baby, happy 1 month. So that was a very beautiful card he has made, and he has given to me because Ryan was too small then and he couldn't understand. So he has given to me and told me to keep it specially in a good manner, that it don't get distracted and everything. So that was the most special, and it was very emotional from my side.
Yes, that's really nice. Excellent, ma'am. Ma'am, the next question is like, do you believe in second chances?
In what way of life?
Anyway, now suppose you tried it once. you want to try it again. Or say I tried it once, it didn't work out, then again I try it. I just find something new to do. It could be some work or something. As you mentioned, the knitting in school, the wool, with the wool and all of that. एक बार अगर नहीं आया वो छोटी सी काम, तो वो फेंक दे या कुछ नया करे, या उसको दोबारा ट्राई करेंगे आप?
No, it depends on the nature of the work. If I'm somehow interested, or if it's a relationship with any person, or if it's a work, then I might try. If I don't like it all, then I don't give it a chance. Or if I see that ये तो नहीं होगा ही नहीं. Some things you get to understand already that ये होगा. There are chances. If I work on it, it might get better. Then I work on it for the second time. If I know already, then how much you devote your time, how much you devote your energy, it is not going to be working. Then I don't give any time. Then I don't go for any second chance.
Yes, dear. Thank you for explaining it too. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, did you ever regret spending money on something that you bought? अरे भाई मैंने खरीद लिया तो फिर क्यों खरीदा, अभी तो वेस्ट हो गए मनी, और वो लोग वापस भी नहीं लेते वो लोग.
Many things, and mostly it is done online shopping. When the 10 days of returning period gets over, then I realize कि ये तो बेकार हो गया, ये तो खरीदना नहीं चाहिए था, ऐसा तो मैंने बहुत सारे खरीदे थे. But why don't that realization comes before 10 days, that I don't realize.
Yes. What is that one adventurous thing that you have done all these years, like, or anything, something special, any adventurous thing that you've done?
I'm not a very adventurous person. I'm a very happy go, lazy, laid back kind of a person. No, I did not do anything adventurous.
Okay, like not outdoor. It's most of it is indoor. And you have such a beautiful voice, and you've given your expertise in different fields. That's really nice, ma'am. So you're not a lazy person. You don't use that word. You will take out that word. And you are multi-talented, and you're multitasking in different ways.
I just want to spend time in a very I just want to एक सभी के लाइफ का एक गोल्स होता है ना. किसी का ये गोल है कि हम एकदम ही रेस्ट नहीं लेंगे, किसका I just don't want to be. I was never too ambitious. What I am doing right now, I have already wanted to do this work, and that's why I'm pursuing it. And instead, I just wanted to have a very happy and a very relaxed life, जो कि हम लोगों की दुनिया से अभी ये हट रहा है ना, कि आपस में एक दूसरे का शांति ही नहीं है. So I just wanted to have that peace in my life.
Yes, dear. Yes. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing that. There are two more questions, and we end the session. What is that one thing that the world doesn't know about Ms.Neelanjana Dutta?
That she may be upfront in her voice, she speaks, but whatever she speaks, you have to listen to her carefully, because she speaks for a reason.
Very true. That's really nice. Ma'am, this is the last question, and it's a request. You have to give us 3 gifts. The 3 gifts will be in the form of 3 beautiful words, which could empower us, enrich in our lives as well. It could be love, compassion, honesty, anything which you feel, any 3 gifts. Apart from please, sorry, and thank you. This is the request that we always put into our celebrities. We request them to share it on the International Fab Talks towards the end of the session.
Wonderful, extraordinary, and love.
Yes, dear. Wonderful, extraordinary, and
Love.
Love. That's really nice, ma'am. Thank you so much. When you share these 3 words, it speaks about your entire personality. You're a wonderful person. You are filled with love. And you are a beautiful person. That's really nice. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time.
Thank you. The same thing goes for you as well. It was a wonderful session with you.
Same to you, dear. Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. Looking forward to many more interactions with you. Stay blessed and stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You also take care.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. My dear friends, with this, we come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. We had a lovely time, an interactive one, of course. And yes, we've got to learn many things of how to respect others and how to spread the word of peace across the world from our celebrity and guest. Thank you so much for staying with us, friends. If you like what we are doing, stay connected with us. And of course, if you like, share this video with others such that it reaches the right kind of people. Like, subscribe, share, and comment as well. Stay safe. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.